All right.
Welcome back.
Here we
as
go.
if we haven't been talking for the last 1 hour. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
How would you explain this brand? Tag Heuer has Ryan Gosling. Oris has Mr. Teddy Bear.
Yes. Oris.
What's going on? This can be a tough question.
All right.
We have some new watches here,
Yeah.
some fun new dials. Yeah, let's talk about these.
Yeah. I mean, this is just some pieces we have here today because they're new releases, right? I mean, so on one side we have a big crown, the new Hank Aaron limited edition. We have released this watch to celebrate the life and achievements of Hank Aaron, an American baseball player. And he really is someone who brought down or has really brought a lot of change to the game. As a Black American, he has paved the way for many others to come. He has and still holds today a very important record of the 2,297 rounds better that he did. So that still stands today. That's also why we produce exactly that number of watches. As you can see on the back, 2,297. And it's just nice to celebrate those stories. He also has been very, very focused on changing or bringing good, positive change to the world. There's the Hank Aaron Foundation that still is ongoing, and they are helping kids actually to achieve higher education. And we're very happy to support the foundation, to support that mission. And well, yeah, let's do this by sharing that story through a watch. And it's the second in our baseball series, so to speak. The American Baseball Series, we have done a watch for Roberto Clemente a couple of years ago. So here's the second one in that series, basically celebrating the life and achievements of Hank Aaron.
I'm not a baseball fan. I never grew up with baseball. I appreciate the sports. But even to me, somebody like me, this is a gorgeous watch. And I think that's one thing that you guys have really nailed it in terms of design. Mm-hmm. The second thing is that when I read the stories of Roberto Clemente and Carl Brashear, even Hank Aaron, the stories are so inspiring. Mm-hmm. You're not just creating tribute to these random football players or baseball players, but it's kind of educating the people and bringing light to bringing attention to certain people that have done something significant.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this is our superpower that we have as a brand, as an international or global brand, that we are able to give stories a certain reach, and we love doing this, and we really were always on the lookout for inspiring stories that inspire us about people who have really achieved something with a bigger goal, with a mission that also interlines with what we are trying to achieve as a company on our with our purpose, with our in particular then the sustainability mission. Yeah. And in the end, I mean, it's about those inspiring stories. It's about how we are able to tell them, how we're able to find those deep links on to what's important to us, and it cannot be on the surface because that will not work. It really has to be something that really there's a deeper meaning to it. And then obviously what happens is that we are trying to really balance this or really integrate that storyline, that story into watch, and that's what we've done here. I mean, we're looking at a very classic Big Crown. The Big Crown has been part of our collection since 1938. And when you're looking at those very first iterations of the Big Crown pointer date, and you compare it to this model that we have in front of us, you can really trace it back all the way to 1938. And you have the pointer functionality, something that is very important for Oris. It's been a breakthrough back then to be able to offer those pointer date complications, and so this is something that we keep on celebrating in a way. It's a complication that really stands for Oris. You got then the colors actually paying tribute to Hank Aaron. We work with a dark blue, with red, and this displays or pays tribute to Hank Aaron's time at the San Diego Padres team he's been playing with. And then obviously the whole story comes together when you're looking at the backside, where we have the Hank Aaron himself on the back, and it's all coming together. And what we like is to really, through the watch, inspire people. I mean, somebody may pick up this watch like you, they may not have, and me as well. I mean, I haven't grown up with baseball, but it's something that we know exists. And I guess the nice thing is someone may pick up this watch because they like it, because it looks good, because it suits them well. And they have all this story baked into the watch. Yeah. And they will want to understand, why did they produce 2,297 pieces? What's the story of that of this guy, Hank Aaron? And I guess this is really when the story keeps on spreading, because people will wear this watch and they will want to tell the story on to other people. And so, yes, this is our real contribution.
Yeah, as you said, that's such a powerful thing for you to be able to do as a brand. And on this side, we have the new Diverse 65.
Yes.
It seems like it's a response to some comments on YouTube, because a lot of people have been saying that, oh, I love the dial, but I don't know if I want a bronze watch. I don't know how I'll feel, because it's just a fear of the unknown, right? Yes. Like we've all had stainless steel watches. We know it's fairly predictable. With bronze, it's a bit more, I don't know if I'm going to like it after 2 years. I don't know. So there's that element of the unknown, which I feel is a point of hesitation for a lot of people to get into that. But it seems like you guys have kind of responded to that with this release. So tell me about this. What?
Sure.
How did this start?
Sure. Yeah, look, I mean, the Cotton Candy series in our Diverse 65 range, they've started some 2 years ago when we first launched the bronze watches, as you mentioned, and they've been received very, very well. And it's been so much fun having those watches in our range. It's that typical summer watch. You want to play with the colors. They're striking colors. So it's a lot of fun. And I personally, I love the fact that with a bronze watch, it really becomes yours, because the patina is very unique, and you will not be able to replicate that. I mean, depending on your lifestyle and a lot of factors, it develops. But yes, it's a watch that may change in that regard, because the patina develops. And if this is not exactly something that you like, then now, we have them in steel too. And I think what's important here is we took particular care to make sure that the colors work with steel. They're a little bit different than the bronze colors, because we had to kind of like make sure that they look striking with a different metal background.
The contrast has to be there, right?
And so they're a little bit different, but certainly, I mean, we wanted to make sure they're really striking and they're really standing out. And I feel like, we've been able to achieve this with these little fun summer watches. Still is the 65, is the source movement in here, and our 733 actually. And then 38 millimeters. So it's a very good size that basically fits all. It's not too big, not too small. And a fun summer watch, this time in steel. We've got 3 colors. And so there should be something for everyone, every style, basically.
I feel like one of the things that Oris does really well, and I don't know if this is something that you guys expect, but you definitely take a risk, is balancing, creating that perfect juxtaposition between performance and fun. So you have the Pro Pilot, a very serious watch in titanium, and then you add a Kermit dial on it.
In the end, it just comes from our the whole purpose of the company, make people smile, right? And we are deeply committed to the mechanicals of our watches, to really making sure that the quality is up there, that these watches work as they should. So you're enjoying them for a long time. But then again, we want to have a bit of fun. We want to also bring out those watches that we like to wear. So this is where we take a lot of time looking through hundreds of versions of different colors. And maybe sometimes, you look at 20, 30 different shades of blue to figure out which one is the right one.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, when you're having all these samples in front of you, sometimes you totally get lost for a moment, but then you go through them and you start selecting them as they make sense, and you end up with the one that just works the best.
Yeah.
And this is where those maybe sometimes unexpected colors are coming from. We have a different way, and it works, and we can draw a lot of inspiration from our history as well, from our heritage. And I mean, this is why the base design for a big crown is, we don't need to recreate something that's not there. We can just basically continue the story. It's a constant evolution. And if you're having if you're looking at watches from the 1938 up to today, and you basically, you can see that essence. You can also see the trends of the time, that the watches become bigger, get smaller, more complex, simpler. You can really see also the trends that we have had over all these years. But the essence stays what it is, comes out of the brand, comes out deep from our roots. And that's just making it very easy to kind of to add on to that. It's also making it complicated in a way, because you have that responsibility, and you can't just say, let's just forget about it, let's do something totally different. And I guess this takes us to the watch that you asked about, or that you mentioned, the Pro Pilot X caliber 115, which we have launched in 2019. And even when you're looking at this watch, which is something that is totally different from anything else we have done, this actually came straight from our Pro Pilot family, and the Pro Pilot family obviously is a direct kind of follower, or is heavily inspired by the Big Crown. And when you're looking at it, you can still see those details. You can see the coin-edged bezel that we have on the Big Crown, which we have brought in a very contemporary form with the Pro Pilot, and then also the Pro Pilot X, which more resembles a jet turbine. You can see the big crown that basically gave the watches their name, as pilots needed to be able to operate them with gloves on back in the days when they didn't have air conditioning or heating in the cockpit. And then, there's a lot of little details that basically come from our heritage, so that this is unmistakably an Oris, and you couldn't just print another brand logo on it and get away with it. It's all the same DNA. Yeah. And that's very important for us.
Learned so much.
It's great to have you.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks a lot, Michael, for giving me your time. I know you're a busy man. I think everyone will appreciate all the stories that you had to share and talk about the brand.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time, and like and subscribe.